you have been in business for more than a decade, right? And you have an event business, which is a B2B business. You also have kind of a B2C business, retail, online, platform, right? Called Craftiviti. So tell us about something about Craftiviti.
Craftiviti is a business that starts off, the core of it is raw materials for crafting aroma spa products at home. So it's a DIY kind of zone we're talking about. You get to craft your own candles, soaps, bath bombs, lip balms, natural products. Then you put aromas to it. And we focused on raw materials, and then we also run workshops to teach people how to do it. We do corporate workshops also to teach corporates how to stop, pause, and create some space in their busy lives to make something, to create something. And then we also have the end products where we do OEM, or we formulate for our clients for their corporate events, corporate workshops, corporate functions, all that.
Okay, that's very interesting. That's a very innovative line to go in. So, but when we talk about retail, when we talk about online platforms, online sales, this is a very competitive area. This is a highly competitive. Trends are changing. Customers are asking for more. Things keep on. It's very uncertain zone. When you started off with this idea or business, was that in your mind? Was that something in your mind that is saying, "Oh, I'm venturing into something which is completely unknown"?
Yeah, my background is in writing. Yeah, I did copywriting, and then I jumped into events, which is also semi-related somehow. It's events and advertising and marketing. And then I decided, hey, let's do something else. Let's get into the retail and the e-commerce zone where I knew nothing about.
Okay.
So back then, my partner, which is my husband, and I, we decided, okay, events business is very niche. We only have a couple of clients that we deal with directly, and we relied on these few clients. How about expanding that market and doing something more, a bigger market, like retail and e-commerce? And so we decided to venture into that space. It was a completely new industry. We had no experience. You're talking about import, export, inventory, warehousing, all that was so new to me. I did not know how to bring in products, how to process them, first in, first out rule, all that was very, very new.
Okay. And so this uncertainty, what was the fear? What was that your mind is telling you at that point of time?
Oh, of course, you always think like, how do you even get started? It's a new brand. It's a new business. I'm starting from ground zero. I have no mentor, no experience, no one to look to learn from.
Especially also because it's kind of a different line of business and an innovative idea that you have come up with.
Yeah, and on top of that, the challenge of creating the brand, getting the name out there, getting the name known. From 0 customers, nobody would know you because it's a brand new business, to having what we have now. It was a clean slate. Every challenge we had, we started on a level, clean page.
Yeah. Is it easier in a way when you do not have any baggage? Kind of, it's like a clean thing?
Could be, yeah. I mean, I guess it depends on your mindset. If you take challenge as, like, there are 2 ways. You can either procrastinate because you're unsure and you don't know, or you can just, oh goodness, let's just go for it. So there are 2 choices in any business decision, especially in unknown territory.
Correct.
But the challenge is also the breakthrough when it's an unknown territory. And the learning curve is huge. And I would say I learned so much from this journey.
Yeah. Yeah. I tend to ask you about the fear of uncertainty when we are starting off new businesses. Even for me, when I was starting off with the podcast, there was things which were telling me in my mind that who am I to start a podcast, or who am I to try out something which I am not an expert in. Did these kind of doubts come in your mind? And if so, how did you actually overcome? What did you tell your mind? How did you face those fears?
That's a good question. I believe we all have the imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
Where we don't think we're good enough. And every step of the way we are unsure. It's just how we come off from it. Some people say, you know what, you fake it till you make it. And some people say, just go ahead. What's the worst that can happen? So if I'm all in for this business, what's the worst that can happen? I've got to try as much as I can. Yeah. Of course, there's always that back thought that says, you might fail. You don't know enough. What makes you think you can import things and sell something that nobody knows you yet? All those questions do come into mind. But when the clock is ticking, the accounts are rolling, your overheads are churning up, you can't wait. You can't spend a long time to process the situation. And day by day, in 30 days, you count down and you go, you just got to do whatever it takes.
So what I'm hearing from you is that if you have to take action, you have to take action. And especially when the clock is ticking, when the bills have to be paid, then you don't have much time to sit back and in a way, it's a good thing. And when you don't overthink, when you just have to do it, you have to do it and go for it.
Yeah.
Is that something that worked for you? Is that something that you found that this is the way for me forward?
Yeah, we had rents to pay, we had overheads, a team to pay, we had suppliers we had to pay as well. Our website is ticking, which means that every month we have to pay for our POS system, our everything. Everything is cost.
Correct.
So the moment we are immobile, the moment we take time to plan, that's going to be a waste of time. And sometimes planning too much is not a good thing. Sometimes we've got to just move.
Just go with the
and
flow.
Then adjust along the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, like how the author Jim Collins, he says, shoot bullets before you shoot your cannonball. That's exactly that. Yeah.
So that worked for you?
Yeah. But it also has moments where you shoot the wrong bullet or you hit the wrong target and you have to backtrack, you hit failures, you take some time to recover and then you get back up and you go out there and you do it again. Yeah. I think failure or learning to fail is an art.
True. That's very well said. Yeah. Learning to fail is an art. And how good are you in that art after 10 years, if I may ask a very pointed question?
It is the bounce back, I would say, because it's like building a muscle. So the bounce back is a lot easier when you failed a lot. Yeah. So, of course, the first failure, you go, oh my goodness, what happened here? And then you take a longer time to recover.
Correct.
And then after that, it just becomes part and parcel of business life. Where you fail, okay, jump back up, what next? Or the mindset is, okay, if this didn't happen, I'm in a situation right now, what can I learn from this? What can I create from this situation? And in the business terrain, it's always changing. The e-commerce and retail business before COVID, 11 years ago, my company is 11 years old. 11 years ago, the e-commerce business was very different. Now it's completely changed. 11 years ago, there were no marketplaces. So websites were ruling. You could buy online. But then again, people weren't adopting website sales as much as now. So marketplace, the internet has changed. It's an ever-changing animal. Yeah. And to be in business or to be an entrepreneur, you've got to always roll with the punches. You've got to always be flexible enough to go, what's next? Okay, this worked today. This might not work the next day.
Maybe we talk about a bit about Craftiviti. You mentioned to me that this is a platform where you bring corporates to experience a childlike workshop where they play with stuff, they play with slime. So what is the whole idea behind it?
We don't create enough with our hands. In the digital world right now, we don't create enough with our hands. We're used to the 2D screen, but to get out of that, pause, put your gadgets down and get into the texture, the sound, the smells, and work with something. And then to set aside your mind to have an intention and then to create. There is fulfillment in this that we forget. Human beings are creators. We forget to create. So our workshops complement the raw materials that we bring in. From being a trader, there is a limitation to being a trader. But Craftiviti incorporates workshops, other services in to move our raw materials. And in order to do that, we get corporate people to learn, hey, it's so easy to make a candle. Within 5 steps, I can get you to make a candle. You take it home, you light it up, and you feel that sense of pride that you made something. And you learn a new skill. And our human brains, the moment we learn a new skill, something catches on. That possibility, that creativeness catches on in us. And it builds from there.
Yeah, it's a very interesting point because a lot of us in the corporate world, we do not believe that we are creative people. You know, we are more of practical people. We are more of people who are supposed to get things done. You know, and we are hustling all the time, and we tend to forget that there is a creative part of us, and everybody has got that. And when we bring it out, it's a different joy. It's a different feeling altogether. Do you see that often coming out from CFOs and CEOs and vice presidents attending your workshops?
Yes, definitely. Head of departments, they go, oh my goodness, my entire team should be doing this. And then they bring their entire team to do it with them. They come with their kids and they say, I need my kids to do this. And they bring their kids to do it. It's them creating the possibility. And in a way, yes, you are absolutely right. We are all creative. We were all born creative. And what is to say that maybe we can hustle more creatively? Maybe we can solve problems more creatively. It could be a new way of doing something rather than, hey, you know, I'm in corporate. It's a 9-to-5 job. It's a black and white world. Maybe it doesn't need to be. That's why creativity and flexible thinking are coming in to the corporate for people to actually practice that. And for kids are naturally creative. We don't need to worry about them being creative. But along the way, education, adulting, expectations, you know, has dampened that creativity. But we are all creative creatures. If we don't express it, then it becomes a smaller and smaller version of us. But the moment we express ourselves, we are creative, we are loud and proud about it, and we are fulfilled by it, that creates a different way of us looking at life in a different lens.
True. Would you also say that, you know, the issues, work-related issues that we are seeing so often now with stress and not having enough work-life balance is also a reason, because it's also caused by the fact that we are only looking at work from the work point of view and not looking at work from fun point of view or a creative expression point of view.
Yeah, I think all adults need to play, need to bring out the inner child in us.
Yeah.
And we never lose our creativity. It's always in there. It's just not being brought out. And you need to do something to bring it out. Maybe it is to sing or to write or to dance or paint or melt wax. Anything there is gives you that balance. Always learning a new skill is a good thing.
Okay.
Yeah, we are never too old, too late to learn a new skill. And this could be a skill outside of your work, outside of your career. But there's always that chance, that possibility that what you learn on the outside can be brought back into your work to create a new perspective into your work. There was once I had this whole bunch of engineers walked into our workshop, our studio, looked like engineers, dressed like engineers, sound like engineers. And they kept saying, oh, we're engineers. We're not creative. We're not creative, you know. And they created the most beautiful coasters out of resin, and we gave them botanical flowers. To date, that group of engineers created the most beautiful artwork I've ever seen. They had their ways of doing it, and they were very OCD about it, which was that brought out that expression in them. And at the end of the day, they were like, wow, that was really therapeutic. This word therapeutic is one of the most common words adults say after they do a workshop with us.
I
said,
see.
that was really therapeutic. I really enjoyed it. I really, really was into the making. I wasn't thinking about anything else. I was present.
Has there been instances in your own life, in your own experience, where you felt like you are missing the fun part of work? And even in business, sometimes when we start a business, we are very enthusiastic about it. We are very motivated. But then it becomes mundane, right? It becomes like, oh, I have to go back to my own office tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. That creeps in. How do you keep your creative child alive?
Whenever I feel that strain or it gets really like, this is my purpose in life, to draw out the creative passion in people. And to do that, yes, it takes a lot of energy. And whenever I get that way, I just talk to a customer or I talk to someone who's out there doing a workshop with us, or I just look at them just to see how they respond. And that's good enough for me when they say, oh, wow, I created that. I made that. I did that. That was really therapeutic. I really enjoyed that. I mean, we have young kids as young as 14, 15 years old that write into us to say thank you and that they want to intern with us at that age. And they say, when I grow up, I want to have a business like this because this brings so much joy. And for a business that brings people joy, I think that's half my job done. And that's the purpose that I find wakes me up every day. Of course, yeah, the things that I don't like to do are watching the cash flow, looking at accounts, checking on expiry of stocks, sometimes handling, bad shipments or missing shipments and things like that. Yes, part and parcel of the business. Every business has that. But to find that joy, that pocket of joy, and then to focus on that rather than everything else that's happening, that just brings a lot of energy to you. If you focus on that black dot where everything is just bad, that's just going to be the rest of your day. Yeah, but you just got to look at the brighter side. You've got no other way of looking at it. It's your business, right? It's my business. So if I want to focus on the bad things that are happening, sure, I can. But is that going to serve me? It's not going to do me any good.
You also braved that time when there was COVID, and we know a lot of retail businesses had a very tough time at that point of time. You were into retail as well as at the same time into events. So both were the ones which got really thrashed. So what was at that point of time, how were you looking at business? What were coming to your mind? What were the things that you were struggling with in your mind?
To be really honest, I was like thinking, I thought to myself many, many times, to have a corporate secure job right now is like the best thing ever. Because to be in business and to have overheads, people you don't want to let go of because they've got mouths to feed. We're SME. We have no funding. We have no support whatsoever. Everything was out of our own pocket. So that was really, I think that caused a lot of white hairs on my head and mental stress at the same time. And today, I am so blessed that we are around still. And I have to owe it to our customers who have been loyal, who have been always there to support us. Yeah, that really, really helps.
So, again, when things are beyond our control, beyond our locus of control, where things like COVID, things like, these days we have tariffs, we have uncertainty in, logistics. So that's the point of time where, as business owners, we say, this is something I cannot control, yet I need to control as much as possible. So there is this dilemma that we are always trying to figure out. And is there a method? Is there a practice? Is there something that you do to keep yourself grounded, to keep yourself saying that, okay, let there be all the negatives on one side, but I'm still going to go back to positivity every single day and ensure that I win at the end of it?
I think it's okay for business people to feel everything they need to feel. If you feel down, if you feel disappointed, if you're stressed out, feel it. Yeah. For me, I feel it. I have my quiet days, and then I bounce back up. Rather than to suppress it, to say it's okay, I can do this, and then under extreme stress, I become tense about every decision I make or frustrated about every decision I have to make. But take that moment, soak it in, say, okay, I'm not okay with this situation. I accept that I'm not okay. These are the results. I am not my results. I am responsible for the business, yes. But I cannot be emotionally blaming myself about it. Like you say, there are certain things that you can control. There are certain things you cannot control. I can't control COVID. I can't control the economy. I can't control politics. But I can control how I react to these situations. And as they also say, in every crisis, there is opportunity. During COVID, we survived solely because I was able to pivot very quickly, speak to my factories, get in sanitizers, unscented sanitizers, where in a DIY with aroma, can mix and blend your own scent on unscented sanitizers. And we only sold those for the months of COVID. That was the only thing that sold. And because of that pivot, it was never in our SKU. It was never in our product range. But to be able to be flexible, okay, I have this crisis now. Okay, what can I do about it? Rather than to dwell in it.
Yeah.
If I had dwelled in it, if I had hesitated, go, oh, why is this happening to me? Be the victim of that situation that I had no control about, I wouldn't have been able to hustle and bring in the products I needed that I didn't know back then would help us survive till today. I'm not saying don't feel those emotions. The emotions are going to be
real,
there.
right? It's they are real.
Yeah, definitely. Feel them, accept them, acknowledge them, and then go, okay, what next? What can I do next? right? You have those. What next? Yeah. And it takes training. It takes training. It takes a lot of failing. It takes failing forward, not failing backwards. It takes a lot of resilience to learn that.
So if somebody wants to learn the way you are expressing yourself of how to change your mindset, what would they do? What are the things that you can advise them or say that, oh, it works for me this way?
Well, everybody works differently.
Yeah,
They've got their different secret sauce. Dive into trainings. Keep exploring different ideas, podcasts, take risks and grow the muscle of taking risks, grow the muscle of daring to fail, daring to put yourself out there, daring to stretch and be in an uncomfortable space. And only then can you find out how far you can go. Because you're never going to get anywhere if you stay in your comfort zone. I mean, the comfort zone is there for a reason. It's to keep you comfortable and smaller than your full potential. True. And you never know how far you can go if you don't stretch. Yeah. So with every part of the business, from jumping out from events into a retail, from retail to e-commerce, it was always a stretch. Always a stretch. Yeah. And now going from retail, B2C, to now going into corporates, B2B, it's also
back
a stretch.
Again, actually, kind of, you know.
Yeah. And they say also, the moment your business is comfortable and it means you're stagnant. Yeah. There's no way that in business life you will be in a plateau, because that's dangerous. And you don't want to be in a plateau. Yeah. You always have to search for that stretch and see how far you can go.
Yeah. On a lighter note, one of my friends who is into the restaurant business, okay, he says that every day I get people to give me advice on what should be my menu, how my restaurant should look. Do you also get this kind of, because when you are in retail, you are doing creative stuff, I'm sure people would be coming up and saying, why don't you try this? Why don't you try that? And sometimes it might look very interesting. How do you balance between running after something which is interesting and exciting and balancing it with business acumen?
I think you've got to know or be aligned to your vision, where you want to go to. And ideas are great. Always be receptive to it. But not all ideas are aligned to your vision. And only you know your business the best. Nobody can tell you how to do your business. There's plenty of times that there are people who advise, but they don't know the business.
Correct, yeah.
And in fact, in my case, a lot of them don't even craft in a way.
Yeah.
So it's very, very different when you hear other people's point of view. So I also one of the things that helps push me out of my comfort zone is to be with a group of people that in a business network.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, and to learn from different people in different industries. They all have different point of views. Take the best, leave the rest. Yeah, but don't shut doors to it. Yeah. So listen, be a sponge, but only certain advice applies to your business. And the rest, just take it as, okay, maybe not today, maybe another day. Because you can't do everything at the same time.
Correct, yeah.
You got to pick and choose your battles. You got to pick and choose your goals and move forward.
That we know everything. We know our line of business. We have been doing it for some time. What is that one thing that sometimes we push ourselves to do, which we are not comfortable with?
I think that's the whole idea of my business. It's never to come from it's never to come from a full cup. And never to say, I already know how to do something. Because there are many, many ways of getting it done. And there are many, many different ideas that people can input. So in terms of, I always believe that I'm here on earth to upgrade. My only job is to improve the version of myself from yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And in doing that, I have to constantly challenge myself, constantly learn something new. And having that in my business where today you're not a soap maker, today you're not a candle maker, today you don't even know how to make your own perfumes, to now you can do all that. And it's learning, absorbing, because there's one way you learn how to make a candle, but there are maybe 20 other ways.
Million
of
other
doing
ways
it.
to do it. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you got to start with the first step.
Yeah.
And you got to start with the easiest step.
Correct. Yeah.
And that's with everything we do in life.
Yeah.
Yeah. The constant learning, the constant upgrading, wanting to improve. And the training that I did is a continuous improvement. I wanted to become a better leader, manage people better.
Okay.
I'm more of a creative person. So I don't really communicate with people that much.
Stay in your own mind.
I'm in my own mind. I'm in my own la-la land, creating all kinds of products. That's my game.
Yeah.
My passion. But passion without people, it's nothing.
Correct.
Yeah. So I knew I needed to upgrade myself in terms of leading. And so I said,
Which is very crucial for your business to be successful. It is very crucial.
Yeah. So the training helped me see that to empty my cup.
Okay. Okay. So as we go through this process, somebody told me that if you have to build confidence, you have to fail. You have to keep on trying. You fail, but some of it you become successful as you become, certain things work for you and you say, okay, I can do it. And the fear of failure goes away. Okay. Same with business, same with leadership. So what were your first experiences when you started practicing this, being a very creative person, being within yourself and being happy in that state? And then to work with people, to work with a team. What was the experience that you had? How did you actually overcome those? Or the struggles that you faced?
It's always about finding meaning, even in the smallest thing you do. So for me, to stretch into a place that I'm not comfortable in, like dealing with people, talking to people, networking, making contacts, all that, I had to find meaning in it.
Okay.
Yes. So in that, I found meaning in, hey, meeting these people, how can I make an impact in their lives? How can I improve myself in the way I communicate? Today, I want to be a better communicator. So I found meaning in that. And I wanted to challenge myself to do better and better at that.
Okay. So you mean to say, even when you're going for a networking event, or you're making a sales pitch, for example, or making a pitch to a company to bring their corporates to your event, you are actually trying to put a meaning to it for yourself as well as for your clients, so that you have a reason for it. It's not directly related to only the business, only the revenue part of it.
Yeah. I mean, it's not sexy or exciting if you say, okay, I got to meet this many people. I got to meet 20. I have to meet 20 people a week. So I need to get 20 people so that I can get, let's say, whatever amount of sales that you want to get.
Yeah.
If you quantify it that way, then it becomes a number.
We think like that, actually. We are taught to think like that. This is the number of leads that you generate. This is the number of calls that you need to make. This is the number of website views should come, and that would convert to business. Okay. But what you are saying is that makes no sense.
For me, at least, it doesn't. For me, is, okay, how many great conversations am I going to have this week?
Okay.
Because that will also translate to how many people I'm impacting and how many people would remember me rather than a sales pitch.
Yeah, I guess when you look at it from that point of view, it makes much more sense, and you look forward to it. It is no longer how many boring calls am I going to make and how many times I am going to be, shut down, but how many interesting conversations would I make? It might turn up to be that we become friends at the end of it,
Yeah. It's finding a deeper purpose to what you do. Sure, you have to make 20 phone calls a day. That's your KPI.
Correct. Yeah.
But how can you make those 20 phone calls interesting, impactful, memorable for yourself and for the person? Maybe your goal is, I want to hear 20 different people laughing at something I said. Or every time after a call, they are smiling. That is my goal. Rather than KPI is 20 calls.
Yeah.
Find a meaning in it and work on it, and you find yourself improving as well.
Correct.
As a person,
Yeah.
as a human being,
Yeah.
not just a number.
Yeah. Yeah. So there was this social experiment where this guy said that, let me try and get how many people saying no to me in a day. And it became fun for him. Like when we think that, okay, if we approach somebody and somebody says no to us as a reply, we get very stressed out, right? Whereas he said that, let me try and get 20 no's today. And then he kept on working towards it. And it was just fun. Even hearing no is a fun. So what I see is, or my realization today is that, when you change the way you look at things, the entire perspective changes. The entire way of how you approach things changes.
Definitely. Yeah, you operate differently. You come from a different space where you're thinking about possibilities, about happiness, about joy, about creating impact.
Mm-hmm.
I think we all, when we do that, we become bigger versions of ourselves.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. So that's a fantastic point. I mean, so I still want to know a little bit more about that. How do you actually practice it on bad days? Good days is good, but what about days when you are stressed out and things are not really working the way you wanted? There are bills to be paid. Maybe your numbers are not, and at that point of time, we always fall back and start becoming more, just process driven. Does it happen to you? And
Definitely.
when it happens, how do you come out of this? Yeah.
I'm human. We are all human. We're going to have good days and we're going to have not good days, right? And it's part and parcel of that roller coaster ride we call life. If every day is a good day, we wouldn't even notice it's a good day because it would be a normal day.
Yeah.
It is only when you have bad days that you enjoy the good days. Right?
In a way. Yeah.
Yeah. So
nobody wants the bad days. Though.
Nobody wants the bad days.
Nobody wants to die, but everybody wants to go to heaven.
But the good day, but the bad days means that when the good day comes, wow, there's something to celebrate.
Correct,
There's something to appreciate. There's something to be grateful for. Yeah. So appreciate the bad days as well as the good days. Yeah. And there's so much to learn from a bad day. How did I react? What was my response? Why did I say that? Why did I do that? Why didn't I do that? There's so much to learn from a bad day. And sometimes it goes, okay, it's a bad day. I'm going to pause what I'm going to do because it's going to turn out not good anyway. So I'm going to take a break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we forget to take a break sometimes. We forget to tell ourselves that, okay, things are not working out. Maybe we just need to go catch a movie or, go out somewhere. Sit in the park.
Sit in park. Be kind to ourselves. Take a breather, saying we are human. This is okay. We will bounce back. It's just the results of today. But it will not be the results for the rest of my life.
Correct. Yeah.
And when we see that in that perspective, then you'll start looking forward to good days.
Yeah.
Because it's going to come.
Yeah. Yeah, true. Which are the mistakes that you did over the years that taught you the most?
Oh, goodness. So many mistakes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So many
The big
mistakes.
ones. The big ones.
I think partnerships are very important. Yeah.
Okay.
The wrong partner can really set you back a long time. Yeah. So partnerships are like marriage, and you got to be really picky and careful, and it's a deep learning curve with partnerships. Yeah. So that's one thing. But regardless of whatever the mistakes are, you will still be okay. I'm still here despite all the mistakes I've made. Yeah.
That's a very interesting, and that's a very profound experience to share, saying that you will be okay at the end of the day. Don't focus on the mistakes. Focus on the journey, maybe.
Yeah. And also the learnings from those mistakes. They are invaluable. They are DNA'd to you because they are your mistakes. They are mistakes that happened to you that you learned from.
Yeah.
And I bet you a lot of people, when you ask them if they regret their mistakes, they probably go, nah, it got me to where I am today. And you hear that a lot.
Yeah.
The mistakes got you where you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, they built that muscle in you, that resilience, that confidence. And the one way to build confidence is to dive into mistakes or dive into... You can't feel confident by being comfortable.
True.
You gotta get uncomfortable in order to build your confidence. Like, you can't wait to feel creative and then only you craft or DIY. You gotta DIY, get into crafting, then you feel creative.
What would you tell or give advice to your younger self, 10 years, 15 years younger self, about crossing your thin line?
I wish I would have crossed it earlier. I wished I would have dared to risk earlier, dared to fail earlier, dared to challenge myself more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we often hold back. We often overthink things, procrastinate, find reasons not to do it. Maybe next month, maybe next year, I'm not ready, I'm not good enough, all that. Well, what if you just jumped right in and just do it? Because that would have gained me 15 years of time buffer, right? Yeah. So I would tell my younger self, whatever you want and think of doing, just do it. And you don't know where it'll lead you. You definitely don't know where it'll lead you. But if you keep doing something over and over because you're in that zone of learning, improving, aligning, realigning, you always end up in a better place than you were when you started. You just got to start somewhere. Yeah. We often think we got to set all the ducks in a row, right? Do everything right. Be perfect. The right strategy, the right proposals, the right everything. It doesn't work like that.
Then only I can jump in. Then only things will work.
But what if just jumping in with a half-baked proposal helps you to craft a better proposal? Because you learn more that way.
Correct.
Rather than to keep a perfect proposal without showing it to anyone.
Wonderful. I think on that note, we will end this discussion. It was great talking to you. And thank you very much for bringing out some ideas in our minds, and also all the best for Craftiviti. In the days to come, it will definitely have a much, much bigger success to talk about. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.